6 in our SEC Country Live First and 10 list. I do love these over-under season win total projections. Thought it was interesting that both Georgia and Alabama, according to BetDSI, had the same total, 10.5. And if you follow the betting market at all, 10.5 is a monstrous number.
That's
you almost never see anything above that. You'll have national championship contenders rarely sort of eclipse 10. Now, when the Vegas stuff comes out later on in the late spring, early summer, my guess is that both Alabama and Georgia are somewhere near 10. 10.5 here, probably a little bit of a half game off or whatever. But nonetheless, that's the only number we have for right now. So my question for you once again is a simple one. Do both Alabama and Georgia win at least 11 games in the regular season? Because that's what the 10.5 is. This is not December, January games. This is the 12 regular season games. Do both Georgia and Alabama win 11 or more regular season games?
It's hard for me to find a scenario looking at these schedules where they both don't win 11 games at least. I mean, it really is. And you know what's crazy looking at these two schedules? How similar these schedules really are. When you start to match up.
It is kind of interesting, right?
Bama and Georgia's schedule. I mean, you got Louisville as the opener. Georgia's closing with Georgia Tech. I mean, they both play Tennessee. They both play LSU and Baton Rouge. They both play Auburn. You know, to me, I separate these schedules by saying basically Bama's got Arkansas and Ole Miss, Georgia's got Vandy and Kentucky. And that's really what it boils down to me, too. So I look at those schedules and say 11 wins to me should be the bottom of the barrel for these two teams. I think that it's a disappointment if either one of these teams only wins 10 games in the regular season. I really do
completely agree. Travis Bettbeezy in the Facebook comment section says they're both going to lose to Auburn. Again, it is worth pointing out in the regular season they did both lose to Auburn a year ago. Game shifts from Jordan-Hare Stadium to both Bryant-Denny and
But even so, that's still both teams getting to 11 wins in the regular season. So, I mean, you can even factor in an Auburn loss, and they're both getting to 11 wins.
I think that, and look, it goes without saying, I got red and black on right now. Mike played for Alabama, so I'd obviously love to see Georgia win 11 games. I've never tried to lie to y'all about that. I'm sure Mike would love to see Alabama win 11 games. But apart from the fandom situation here for a moment, I do think it's kind of funny to watch the media talk about the SEC this year. There's this sort of desperate hope that it's not this boring. That, because obviously 11-1 Georgia, 11-1 Alabama, or 12-0 Alabama would make for a great SEC championship game. That's one game in December. You got 3 months of football to get to that point in time. And if Georgia is just beating people about the head and face in the SEC East, and if Alabama's taking names in the SEC West, that can make for a pretty stale, bland regular season. And you got like all these SEC network guys. Watch out for South Carolina, and we'll hear later on. Watch out for Mississippi State. Yeah. A lot of that seems like begging to me. It seems like begging on the part of the media to hope we don't get an outcome that seems to be fairly stark, written in black and white. Yeah. That Georgia and Alabama are so far and away the class well ahead of anything else in this league right now.
I don't see it as begging. I really don't, because I've said this before on the show. It is hard to win every game on the schedule. So I think you try to identify the games. You try to look at when they are on the schedule. You try to look at what games are on the road. I think that you do look at South Carolina and Mississippi State as the teams that are possible teams that can jump up and bite you. I don't think anybody's going to predict that either one of those teams, but it's like I've said before in the show. Never in a million years, a couple of years ago, did I predict that Ole Miss was going to beat Alabama in back-to-back years. Or never did I think that Johnny Manziel was going to go into Bryant-Denny and win that game. Never in 2010 did I think Bama would lose at South Carolina. So these games can jump up and bite you. I just don't think, when you set it at 10.5, I think anything less than 11 wins is really not going to happen.